Hello. There's a problem. We heard about the actors but don't worry. It's part of Virgin. What? No, not a big part. I just
Proszę. udah. Shaheen, brother, you fell asleep? Assalamu alaikum.
I apologize for the brothers who are on Zoom. Actually, I finished the class and I've just realized that did not put my microphone on, nor I did put my camera on. And they have been there waiting patiently. I apologize for everybody because I just finished the class. Allahul Musta'an. Hasn't even been recorded. Fair, inshallah. Anybody recorded the class here today? Okay, doesn't matter. Fadal, what's your question?
In a previous class, you did mention briefly about Jannah, and you spoke about how we're going to be the height of Adam, we're going to look beautiful like one another. Does that mean we're all going to look the same?
No, we don't. When we're going to enter Jannah, we're not going to look the same. We're going to look the same as we are. So I'm going to be with the same face of mine, but I would look beautiful. I don't look like ugly like this now. I'll be as beautiful as Yusuf, but it's not going to be Yusuf 1, Yusuf 2, Yusuf 3. No. Now, there will be each one, because you'll recognize your brothers when you go to the hellfire. Oh, yes, such and such, you know him. Oh, such. So your face is going to be preserved. But you look beautiful. And every day you look beautiful for your Hur al-Ain. Hur al-Ain, we'll see the following day. Izdattum husna. Ya mashallah, got more beautiful as well. Now, but we're going to talk about that, inshallah, when we come to the virgins of paradise. Anybody else? I'm sorry, wallahi, the ones I'm really sorry for, the ones on Zoom. I'm really apologize. Allah understand. That's why I need somebody to help me with being a co-host. My co-hosts have finished now. Any questions? Fadal.
So if you're a cab driver and miles enter your car, is it lawful for you to use your work? Is your means of
Is it permissible for you what?
to transport us to a destination?
That transport to what?
Take us to a destination. You're a cab driver.
Take whom? A woman, yani?
A woman customer.
A woman. Am I allowed to take a woman? 2 women you're allowed to take, but not 1 woman on her own.
So in this country, if you have one woman that wants to enter the night,
Then you have to have somebody all the time with you. Maybe take your son, take your daughter, take your wife. So you cannot take a woman on her own. You know, the shaitan is there, is always playing. 2 women, yes, no problem. 2 men and women are there as long as righteous men, no problem. As long as there's no, yeah, we call it khalwa. You are on your own with her.
so the majority of people in this, well, not just this country, but all over the world, Muslims are cab drivers. Does that mean that they're doing something, they're not spending the good? They're doing something wrong by being a cab driver?
Are they being doing something wrong by being cab driver? Who said that every cab driver is the same? There's cab drivers of Jannah. They don't do that. Cab drivers, they don't really even work in the night. They will not let you, if you ask them to take you to the pub, they will not take you to the pub. They bring you back from the pub to house, but not vice versa. No, they will bring you back, but not to take you to the pub. Other people, they do it, inshallah, halal way. You have to be patient. No. Yalla Faisal.
Sheikh, from last week's class, right, at the Qantara, at this place, Sheikh, is it possible at this juncture that someone is still thrown into the hellfire, or that his position changes in paradise from a higher to a lower position in paradise at the Qantara?
What do you mean changing? He hasn't entered paradise, so I don't understand what he's saying.
So maybe because of that jealousy or whatever he had in his heart for his brother, he was supposed to have a higher place in Jannah. And because of that reckoning, after justice has been done, he gets lowered to a lower rank in Jannah. Is that possible at this place? Or maybe he may be even thrown into the hellfire.
There will be nothing to be taken away from your place in Jannah. It will be just to make sure that you will have no grudge towards your brothers in Jannah. So everything will be cleansed. There's no hasanat and sayyat here. It's just to be, hearts will be softened and calmed and settled. That's what it is. We're going to talk about inshallah, the people at Jannah are the ones who are at the top. They're allowed to look at the one at the bottom. But the ones on the bottom, they're not allowed to look at the bottom, top ones. So you don't have jealousy. The ones at the lower level, they will not be able to look at the ones which are higher than them. But the one who's higher, they are able to look at the one who's lower.
Jazakallahu khairan, Sheikh.
Now. Fine. Faisal has asked, anybody want to ask here, inshallah? I think you just, if you have any question regarding even further. Banu Tamim is a tribe. Yeah. I could tell you, but for example, and if he had heard about the Prophet ﷺ, he would have what? He would have believed. What's going to happen to them? So Prophet ﷺ gave us the hadith. Any person, from the Christian or the Jew, or any of us, who hears about me, and yet does not believe in me, will go to hellfire. So the condition is that you know the Prophet, and you know him from the authentic sources. So you tried your best and you grabbed a book or you went to a website, and then you were being given a different image portrayed to Islam as terrorism and all of that. So it put you off. So you did not hear about the Prophet properly. But those are the ones who will have a special test on them. They will not go to hellfire straight away, but they will not go to paradise. They will be tested. Those are the ones who are along with even people who had heard about Islam, but they were too old, or they were mentally disabled, majnoon, they don't have any understanding, or they were people who were deaf and dumb, they can't hear, they can't, blind, deaf, and they can't speak, they're blind, deaf, and they're deaf and blind, they can't even see, so they have no way to get information. Those Allah will bring them back to their best of status. So he will give them the hearing and the seeing, and there will be no senility, which is the brain is losing. He will put them in the best of status, and then Allah will speak to them directly, and He would say to them that I used to send messengers to people, and I'm now the messenger of myself to you. I'm the messenger of myself to you. So they are looking at the Lord subhanahu wa ta'ala. They will ask them to throw themselves into the fire. So Allah Azza wa Jalla will command a flame of a fire to come out. And then they ask them to throw themselves into the fire to fulfill the command of the Almighty. So the ones who throw themselves in the fire, it looks a fire, but behind that is paradise. First chance, some people come back. Second chance, some people come back. Last chance, and then the ones who refuse to obey the command of the Almighty 3 times, those are the ones going to go to hellfire. No one will enter the hellfire except he approves the justice that he's been dealt with. So when the people in the hellfire, the ones who are going to be forever there, alive, they will ask, for example, the guards of the fire, call upon your Lord, call upon Allah, and يخفف عنا العذاب, to decrease the punishment. So the angel would ask them, these are the people, did messengers come to you and tell you about Islam and the Deen? They say yes. So they themselves acknowledge that they had the message, they have understood that this is the haqq, And because of their ego and whims and desire, they preferred to follow the dunya and follow the shaitan. So they will say that we are regretting. We are, yes, we have this. So then the angel would say to them, no, even if you call, Allah will not respond to you, because Allah has given you your chance in this dunya. And there you're going to be forever in hellfire. Now, Jazakallah khair.
Following on from the answer, this group, who amongst them you mentioned,
Yeah, louder.
sorry,
Yeah.
you mentioned this group,
Yeah.
who will be an exception,
Yeah.
and Allah will be a messenger to them specifically.
Yes.
Can you make dua from someone who belongs to this group?
Can you map
Make dua for someone who is amongst this group.
among this group of whom the ones who
Who have already passed away, the deceased. Obviously, can you make the dua?
so these people who are whom you believe, they did not die. They did not die as a Muslim, but they did not get the message because they were senile, because whatever reason this, they've got such a reason. Can I make dua for them that Allah forgives them? No, I cannot. As long as you don't know them that they have died on other than Islam, then you are not allowed, because this is left for Allah Azza wa Jal to talk about their intention, because you don't know about their intention. At the time of the Prophet of Allah, there was somebody called Hatim al-Ta'i, very well generous person. And his son is called Adi. Adi embraced Islam. So Adi had asked the Prophet ﷺ about the fate of his father, because he was so generous. We say in Arabic, وَلَا أَكْرَمَ مِنْ حَاتِمٍ. Nobody is more generous than Hatim. And he's a disbeliever. But because he was so generous, any person comes from anybody, he will slaughter for him a sheep and give him everything. So he was known to be very good amongst the people. So he's asking, I mean, is that going to benefit my father? This generosity, this all of that. And he could be Hatim did not hear about the message. Maybe he was in a time, in a place where the Prophet, he did not hear about the Prophet. He died before the Prophet. So the Prophet said, no, it will not benefit him. Because he never said in his life, oh Lord, forgive me. Allah Azza wa Jalla. So it's not going to benefit him. His reward was in the dunya. People saying how nice he is, how good he is, how generous he is. So, Prophet of Allah, he told us, whenever you pass by a grave of the people who are mushrik, then give him a glad tiding, give him a tiding of hell. Now, you are definitely going to be passing by not just mushrik, by people of the same category of what you just said. Because definitely those ones, if they are Muslim, they will be buried in a Muslim cemetery. Any Muslim who claims to be a Muslim, he will be buried where? In the Muslim cemetery. Even if he's a Muslim, does not pray, or does not fast, still he'll be buried where? In the Muslim cemetery. But the non-Muslim will be buried where? Normally the case, in the non-Muslim. So we are not going to investigate. Hang on a second, let me read about his biography. Did he receive the message? As long as he's a non-Muslim cemetery, then I'm going to be giving him the tiding of hellfire. But his fate to go to hellfire, that's in the hands of Allah. Allah knows. Allah knows. No. Exactly. Tfaddal.
With regards to somebody who major sins, killed many people, can you do it against them? Go to Jannah.
Somebody who's a non-Muslim?
Muslim or non-Muslim?
Yeah, somebody who had
Who've done many bad killing people.
killed more, yes.
Yeah. And that we hate them so much. Can you do against them? Go to Jannah.
Can I ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to take it to Jannah while he's alive, while he was dead?
One is dead.
And for you to ask for somebody who's alive, the best thing for you to ask for is to go for hidayah. Allah grant him hidayah. Okay. But there's a dua which is a conditioned dua. So this person, he is a very bad person. I'm allowed to say, Allahumma intaqim min. Oh Lord, take my revenge from him. Allahumma intaqim li ha'ula'i. Oh Lord, have vengeance or revenges for those people who've been killed wrongly by this person. Okay. But to say, oh Lord, put him in hellfire, that is for the Almighty Himself. Prophet of Allah himself, he was not allowed to do that. When he was calling upon people, making dua in his prayer, oh Lord, put them in hell. One of them is Abu Sufyan radiallahu anhu. So Allah, He sent a verse, لَيْسَ لَكَ مِنَ الْأَمْرِ شَيْءٍ. It is not in your hand, paradise and hellfire, O Prophet. That's in the hands of Allah. And all the ones who had made dua against them, they all of them embraced Islam. They all of them embraced Islam. So we are allowed to ask, oh Lord, عامله بعدلك, treat him with your justice. But to tell him go to hellfire, that's not correct. This is in the hands of Allah. In the hands of Allah. Now, after he dies, it's something else. After he dies, it's something else. I mean, يعني اللهم انتقم من الظالم. But I can't say send him to hellfire. اللهم انتقم من الظالم. Now, follow.
Yeah, some people say that if you make dua,
If you make dua, it will change the qadar. You have to understand the statement of this. Qadar has been set. There's no change in the qadar because this is from your iman. أن تؤمن بالقضاء والقدر خيره وشره. Everything has been written. But this is like, so if I don't drink water, I'll die. True or not? If I stop drinking water for a long time, I'll die. So if I drink water, I'm going to live. So am I changing my qadar when I drink water? Do you understand me? Same thing here. It's saying from the ways to change your situation is to make dua. If you don't make dua, well, Allah is not going to give you anything. So when we say that dua, لا يغير القضاء إلا الدعاء, there's nothing will change the decree except for the dua. You have to understand here, it is not to do with that Allah Azza wa Jal will delete something and write something else. No. Some scholars, they go in a way which is to explain this, that the angel who's assigned to a particular decree related to you. So for example, let's say on the night of Al-Qadr, all the decrees for the year goes to the angels. So in that, let's say for example, your name is Ubayd. Ubayd, the angel of death, he took your name, you're gonna die, for example, in the month of the Hijjah, the date so on, time so on. He took it in his, you made ziyarah for your rahim, your kinship. Because the Prophet, he said, he who wants to expand his age and expand his wealth, then let him go and join his kinship. So you join your kinship. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you extra age. How? That preserved tablet, which has the decree, the angel cannot see all the preserved tablet. He only sees what is in the ear. So he saw your name to be dead. Then because of your dua, there was an upgrade in the writing of the angel himself, not in the preserved tablet. And that's a complicated, I would say, evaluating the reason for that, or describing the reason. The best thing is to say, you know, if you drink water, you're going to live, isn't it? If you don't do, if I throw myself from the cliff, I'm going to die. So the same thing, Allah, if you make dua, Allah will make you to go along what is in the preserved tablets. If you don't make dua, Allah will make you go along with the preserved tablets. That means you're not going to be helped, you're not going to be. So make dua in order to change your status. That's what it means. But there is no deleting. The preserved tablets is set from the beginning. First thing was created is the pen. Allah commanded, write. So he wrote. The pen was right. So the second created was the preserved tablet, which was huge. And he was writing it. He wrote everything until the day of Resurrection. So he wrote everything. Now the writing is not all the knowledge of Allah. The knowledge of Allah is more than the writing. The knowledge of Allah is not just up to the day of Resurrection, after the day of Resurrection. That is not in preserved tablets, if you understand. Now, Jazak. So somebody could put his hands up. You got only 7 minutes. Fadal.
If the sister, she wants to go to travel.
If a sister, she wants to go to travel,
And see her mom sick, and she don't have nothing. And she go to her sister.
if a sister, she wants to go and visit her mum because of the visit and she hasn't got mahram. And it's a traveling distance.
Long distance.
Long, it doesn't mean long. I don't know what's long.
From here, from Somalia.
So that's traveling 100%. A woman, she wants to travel like in a plane to somewhere, she cannot travel without a mahram. She's not allowed to travel without a mahram. Only in one case. She wants to make hijrah from the disbeliever's land to the believer's land, and she doesn't have a mahram. Then Allah permitted the women from Mecca to migrate to Medina if they don't have a mahram. Muhajirat, the ones who immigrated, because because if she wants to do Hajj, never mind to visit her mom, she's not allowed to go without a mahram, even if she's never done Hajj before. Okay, so she has to have a mahram, and the mahram is something. It's not just to you would say that a person I'm her husband, I just put her to Heathrow Airport. She would go on the plane and then her brother will meet on the other side. Mahram is different. Something that Allah told us to do. Don't just manipulate the rules. We have to have a mahram along with her, because Allah knows, we don't know. We can't see around the corners, can we? No.
Regarding traveler's fair, so like if a person travels more than 60 miles, then he's required to pay costly. So if one person travels daily over 60 miles from one place to another, is he meant to pay cost when he's at the other place, like every day?
So you're talking about, let's say, for example, a courier person who travels all the time, is that right? Or a cab driver?
It's actually about myself, because I travel like
to work.
60 miles
Yes.
to uni.
To work?
To my uni.
Yeah.
I live like 60 miles away.
Okay.
So you see, like.
So you're traveling from your home, which is your parents' home,
yeah,
to your accommodation, which is in the university. And you stay there.
No, actually travel because I stay in my cousin's place, and my uni is like 60 miles, so I drive like 5 days a week, so 60 miles to go from there, and so it's like from Sheffield.
So you are with your cousin resident.
Cousin, yeah.
Resident. You are a resident.
Yeah.
And when you go to travel there, is that every day or you do it every week or?
5 days a week.
So you go in the morning, you leave in the evening, back in the evening. There is no accommodation for you in the university.
No.
Okay. So you basically are a traveler. It doesn't matter how many times you do it. You are a traveler. 60 miles is nothing to do with the. I would say 60 miles as a traveling distance. But I'm just saying, we don't count it by its distance mileage, because some of the cities are huge. Like in Jeddah, from one end to another, in Jeddah is about 70 kilometers, about 50 miles. So you're still in Jeddah. You can't say traveling from Jeddah to Jeddah. Okay, so it depends upon. So if you came out from your borough, left another borough, that's traveling. People, they call it traveling. So if I'm going to Birmingham, I'm traveling to Birmingham. But if I'm going to the Heathrow, I'm going to Heathrow. Don't say I'm traveling to Heathrow. True or not? Yeah. Cab driver. I'm going to Heathrow, but I'm not traveling to Heathrow. But I'm traveling to Birmingham. I'm traveling. So it's called traveling. It doesn't matter how many times. Imagine it's an air pilot. How many flights he does per day? He goes from here to Scotland, back to Scotland, here and here. 3-4 flights, maybe. Still is a travel. Wallahu ta'ala a'lam wa subhanaka Allahumma bihamdik. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.